Hi, fellow traders. What's happening? I hope you guys had a great weekend and you're off to a good start this week. Even though the market was a little bit iffy today, a little bit choppy. Um, just one of those days when the market's just going back and forth. And kind of the big question that I get every day is, what is with this market? What's going on? And basically, this is what I see. Okay, there's no way you're gonna know 100% for sure unless you're the players that are actually moving the market. But from what I see, there are two things that's being weighed against each other. On the left, you've got the reopening, the vaccines, the excitement about everything coming back around. I mean, this weekend I was in Charleston, down on the coast of South Carolina, and we were blown away when we got there. How many people were walking around? How many people were out? It was just like Charleston is every time we would go before the pandemic. And unless if you didn't see people walking around with masks on, you would not know that there was a pandemic. Other than seeing people, a few people here and there with their mask on, and the signs telling you, you have to have your mask on to come inside whenever you go inside a building. But it was amazing. And I was talking to the hotel manager, and he was saying that there are people coming from everywhere. A lot of states are still under lockdown, and they're getting a lot of those people coming in they've been vaccinated, and they're ready to start living again. So it was really interesting. So there's a lot of excitement there, and you add the stimulus to it, the stimulus that passed, that's going to bring even more into the fold. You've got more money for schools to open. You've got more money for getting the vaccines out. Everything has got the bulls on this side over here, on this left side. The bulls are just excited. So they're still in control. They are losing some battles. Hence that's why the market is trading the way it is. But they're still winning the war. And you have the bears over here on the right that's concerned about rising interest rates. And that's fueled by the inflation. That they're thinking that we're going to start to see some inflation creep in. That even with this new stimulus, you're going to start to see, as a result of the inflation, you're going to start to see higher cost of living, the cost of goods and services going up, because the stimulus is going to put more money in people's pockets, and therefore they're going to have more money to pay higher prices for things. It's just a double-edged sword. But it's not going to be as bad as people think. It's not going to be nowhere near as bad as people think. This year, I don't think the Fed is going to do anything. Their language may change a little bit as we get further into 2021. But I think things are going to kind of stay the same until we get to where we want to be. So, the market's just going to continue to have these battles. I see pullbacks. We're going to have that throughout this year. We need to have deeper pullbacks. We need that. But it's going to be interesting. So the worst thing you can do is come in every day and try to figure out why the market is doing this and why it's doing that. Just understand, you have people on both sides of the fence. All we need to do, we're not big enough to move the market. We're not. So the best thing for us to do is sit back, wait, look at where the players are pushing it, and then take what we can get out of it. Listen to the market. Let the market tell us what it needs, what it's going to give us. All right, so proud parent here. My son, the one that you guys know about, you hear about all the time in chat, got his acceptance letter from University of South Carolina. You can see in this background here, this is him. I think he's in the 5th grade. The Gamecock sheets, the pillows, all of the stuffed animals, everything. It's Gamecock through and through. So this is a 12-year battle that was won. So gotta admit it, this was the only application for college he sent out. So, he had some pretty good cojones to just send one out. And so I can't be any more proud. I just can't. So I can't stop smiling. So I just had to share that. So, look at the SPY today. Really, really good day. We didn't have a big gap up. It's just we opened a little bit higher. We sold off a bit to the 5-day moving average, and then it got bought up. We closed pretty strong. We actually got up to almost 397. I think we got up to a high of 396.90 about right at 10 o'clock tonight. It's pulled back since then. We're back around where we closed, but the market looks a little strong for tomorrow. But again, we really don't know what's going to happen in the overseas markets. We don't know what we're going to be looking at when we wake up. Any news that comes out overnight, we just don't know. So we wait. I'm not going to worry about anything. I'm going to wake up tomorrow, look and see where we're at, and we're going to plan our day accordingly. But technically, what I'm looking at is we close over 395. I believe that you're going to see potentially 400. That's what my thought is. That's what I was telling you guys last night in the session. If we closed over 395 today, 400 was on deck. I still believe that. So that's what I'm looking for, but I'm just going to sit back and wait and let the market tell me what's going to happen, or what I think's going to happen, put it that way. But excuse me. So today, first trade out of the gate, opening range breakout attempt on UAL. The airlines, the casinos, a lot of the opening up stocks were really moving today. But all the airlines were in play. So UAL was over. Here's the 52-week high. So we were in blue sky. Other stocks had fallen just below this, had resistance above it, all that stuff. I didn't want that. I picked the one that had the bluest sky, but it just did not give me much. It didn't give me what I was expecting. So I got in 500 shares here, and it pushed up a little bit. But because I had 500 shares, I could not give it a whole lot of room. I didn't expect it to pull back like this, but it did. And, if I had 300 shares, I never would have been stopped out. I would have made a little bit more money trading with smaller shares. But it's a risk I took because I believed that this would make a strong move. I thought this sector was going to be strong out of the gate, which it was. I just didn't expect these pullbacks. So once it got back over, I went ahead and got it again, but I went in with 300 shares. No, I got back in with 500 shares on this second move because I had a little bit more confidence that we were going to do something. Base hit, back to break even, had another bounce. We tried it again, another base hit, then back to break even, and I was done with it. It just wasn't giving me the moves that I was looking for. Unfortunately, it just wasn't. So I kind of walked away and kind of put my attention on Facebook. You know, Facebook and SQ are the two stocks I typically do secondary trades on. BA when it's in play. These are typically good secondary trading vehicles. Today did not turn out to be the best. It was just really choppy. And you could see this stock stayed in the channel for a long time. And I got a little frustrated. I got short here because we broke the low of this channel. At the time, we had plenty of room down to the 50. And because we were so close to the daily 100, I felt we could take it out. I mean, I honestly felt that we could come and tap this. But it didn't. I mean, we had a nice sell. It looked like it was going. Then all of a sudden, it picked up some bids. And you can see the 50 moving average started ticking up. When I got in, it was starting to flatten out. But it just turned the corner on me. It flipped the switch and ended up stopping out. I gave it a chance to test the 5-minute open range high, because typically this will act as resistance, but it didn't. Once it broke through, I took it off, and in a fit of revenge, I jumped in because I'm like, well, we're going long now. I got in. We made a nice move up, but what did I do? I bought inside this channel. And damn if it didn't reject the channel, pull back. But it held on. It caught. It just worked its way back up. And I was able to just start taking profit as we worked our way up. Did not quite get to the next level. I think I had it 276 through 276. But I think it was 276.40 is where I was waiting for. But it pulled all the way back. It didn't quite stop me out for some reason. I don't know if I had the stop wrong, but it should have stopped me out at break even. But it didn't. It got all the way back up there. When I realized, I went ahead and took it off. And sure enough, the bottom fell out of this. It didn't really get back up anymore. So it wasn't the best of days. There were a couple of stocks that made really good moves. But again, you have your watch list. There's no way you can trade everything. And sometimes the stocks you get don't make the best of moves. Now this was a really decent move here. But, you know, we took some hits early on UAL. I had a losing trade on. And Facebook, I had a losing trade on. So the winning trades, you know, basically made up for the losing trade. And then I made profit on top of that. So it really wasn't much. End of the day, $199.75. But I'd rather have that than be red. No, I promise you. I'd rather have that than be red any day. If you notice this LLY, this was an accident. I was supposed to be taking Facebook off. And I had the LLY chart up. So when I went to buy to cover this, I accidentally bought LLY. And so I quickly flipped it out. And that's what that is. I didn't want to trade it. There was no way I was gonna hold it, hoping that it was gonna go. I was wanting to get back in Facebook anyway. So that's where that came from. So that was it. That was the day. And tomorrow morning we're gonna talk more about the swing trades. The market's looking pretty good for them. The two that were killing me kind of recovered today. So, we'll take a fresh look at it in the morning, update our trade plans, and just kind of go from there. So we'll do that in chat, right after we build the day trading watch list. We'll look at the swings and then come up with some plans there. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for me. You guys have a great night, great evening, and I will catch you in the morning.